I just got to the theaters from witnessing Renfield on the big screen, and I have some things that I want to talk about for this film, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the review. Let's go. What's going on, you guys? It's Demigod back on Demigod AT, bring you another movie review for Renfield, Nicolas Cage's newest film in theaters where he plays Dracula. However, this film has an interesting twist. It's actually centered around Dracula's right-hand man, Renfield, who's essentially his servant who gets him people to feed on so Dracula can remain young and youthful. And I gotta say, Nicolas Cage puts on a masterclass inside of this film. I mean, really, actors should study this role, should study how he performed this character, because Nicolas Cage as Dracula is one of the best performances I've seen this year. Sadly though, it's in one of the worst movies I've seen this year, if not the worst movie I've seen of 2023 up to this point. And it honestly saddens me to say that. I was so hyped walking into this film. I was so hyped to see Nicolas Cage's performance, which, as I mentioned, is amazing. But man, whoever wrote this script didn't do these actors any justice. This film is actually kind of stacked on the casting side. It has Nicolas Cage inside of here, Nicholas Hoult in here playing Renfield, along with Awkwafina having a role inside of here, and plenty of other known actors. And when it comes to Renfield, the main plot inside of here I actually really enjoyed. I actually found compelling. I found interesting because they present this relationship between Dracula and Renfield as this abusive relationship, and they even have Renfield going to AA meetings where he talks about the abuse that he suffered, except he has to put it in a way that everyone else there can actually understand, because of course his situation is a little bit more unique. Now that adds to so many nuanced moments between the two characters of Renfield and Dracula, and I loved seeing that play out on the big screen, especially with these creepy, horrifying, terrifying moments we get where Dracula isn't at 100% health. He's been battle damaged, and you get these scenes where the skin is melting off his face, and it's absolutely horrifying to witness on screen. But there's a whole other part of this script that takes up so much screen time inside of here, and that is the plot of this mob family that they wrote into this film, tied into this film, which by the way is where Awkwafina's character comes in, because she's a cop who's investigating this mob family. And I gotta say, Awkwafina as an actress has actually been growing on me. I even liked what she brought to this film in terms of her sense of comedy and her comedic timing, but like I said, the script does her absolutely no justice. It doesn't give her much to work with, and she did the best with what she had. Now, the mob elements of this film is where we get so much goofiness, so much stuff that just does not belong inside of this movie. We all came to see Nicolas Cage as Dracula and him have this relationship with his servant. We didn't come for all this extra stuff, and a majority of the movie is that plot. Now, while of course they end up overlapping because this is a film, you actually do not get that much Nicolas Cage by the end of this movie. He might have had 25 minutes of screen time, 30 tops, and that's probably pushing it, which is heartbreaking to see because it's his name, it's his performance that is carrying this film. That's why we all went to see this movie, and they just ruined it, man. They absolutely ruined it. This script needed a ton of revises, and I think it could have turned out much better if it just cut all the fat off of it. And I get it, they needed to run up the runtime, but what we end up getting by the end of this film is a movie that has moments of brilliance with some of the best scenes I've seen in cinema this year, along with a movie that has almost no respect for its audience and has some of the worst movie scenes I've seen of the year. So it exists on this spectrum where you're just bouncing back and forth from masterclass to terrible, and because so much of the greatness is polluted, it bogs the entire film down. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and leave a rating for Renfield. I'm gonna go ahead and give this film a 3 out of 10. It gets the 3 out of 10. The only reason it has that 3 is because Nicolas Cage is a master. He did what he was supposed to do. He puts on a masterclass, an amazing performance, one of the best of the year. And like I said, it sadly exists inside one of the worst films this year. And with that being said, guys, those are my thoughts on Renfield. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. If you don't know why you're on Demigod to do commentaries, reactions, or reviews, if you're listening to that in the right place, man, hit subscribe, hit the like button. I drop multiple videos a week on this channel, so you can expect that to me. And if you don't already know, I am the Demigod, the chosen one here on Demigod ENT. More movie reviews coming soon. Stay tuned. Peace.